I want to put kiss cuts in a little binder like this. So that's what I'm going to do.
Are crazy. The vibes are crazy.
The vibes are crazy. Cuckoo crazy. What's up?
So, okay, so we got some DMs from our fellow peeps who just wanted us to talk on a topic, and I was like, why not talk? It just happened to be the first thing on my notes app.
Okay.
But also, hey guys, hope you're doing well, and we love you.
Hope you're doing well. I will say that obviously everything, number one, is a projection, and number two, I think, like, when it comes to me trying to switch into serious mode, I'm like,
like, white picket fence, white is suburb, times it by 2, and that's the kind of suburb I grew up in. Like, I was the only I was the only black kid in my class.
Yeah.
Until 4th grade.
Yeah.
And there was just, that whole spiel. And so obviously, like, I grew up just, like, not being the what is known to be the T.
Yeah.
And with that being said, like, there was a lot of, like, I remember, this is just, like, on some small shit. It's gonna turn into some big shit. So, like, I remember literally there would be guys who I would, oh my gosh, sell all my Polly Pockets to have look at me, and they did not care if I lived or died. And even getting older, like, I think that, like, made me someone who took rejection. All that to say, when I entered my Christian Girl Autumn era, it was even more so because then you have, like, church involved, and I weren't, I wish, but there was this church that I went to, and it was the reason why I came out to Los Angeles. I was at the church, and I remember there were, like, guys who was like, oh my gosh, like, if we got married, like, he could be a pastor, and I could be a pastor, and that would be so cool. And I'd be like, God, I think, like, like, literally, like, wishing upon a star, like, what if I got married to this person? Or even more so, I'm like, what if I, like, want this job so bad, like, I want to work at this church, like, just whatever. Never aligned. Because if those things came true, I would have been married, probably with kids, and probably would have moved back to Arizona or some sort of thing, which isn't bad. I know not everyone wants the life that I want, but that's just not the life that, Pearl and shit.
Yeah,
so,
totally.
I feel like when I think of rejection, I just, like, think of all the cool things that have happened because of what no's I got,
Yeah, totally. Agreed. Yeah, I think for me, I'm like obviously a really specific, like, mindset and way of thinking about things that doesn't really differ much from yours, to be honest. And, like, I think for me, I agree with already a lot of what you're saying. I think at the end of the day, rejection is a concept, not specifically, if you were DMing us on something like, I literally just broke up with my husband, like, obviously, again, context is really important, but, like, I think rejection as a whole is just redirection, and I think that it's tough because we're just, like, kind of at this weird age where I think we're, like, solidifying a lot of our kind of core beliefs with actual information because of things that we've been through. And, like, if you would have asked me, like, a couple years ago, scratch that, about a year ago, I literally would have been like, no, because everything that I've ever wanted is, like, this is what's the best thing for me, and, like, I know what I want, like, I know what I and just, like, hanging on to things, like, as they say, and I'm so sick, like, the first time I heard this, I was like, guys, stop, leaving everything with, like, claw marks in it, and not just taking rejection as, like, a simple redirection. And I totally agree with you. I think, like, looking in the past is kind of important, and if you're somebody who's, like, younger, maybe, like, 18 to, like, 21, 22 even, it's, like, even harder because you don't have, like, as much, I guess, like, life experience to be like, okay, yes, I can, like, trust that things are gonna work out, I can, like, whatever, because you're literally, like, that was the era, I feel like, when I was doing everything for the first time, and I was just like, fuck, like, everything that I've built until now, like, amounts to this, and, like, this is whatever. But as I said before, you humbled, 25-year-old, I'm like, still so much to learn. I'm sure I'll be saying this when I'm 35, I'll be like, damn, I was 25, like, da, da, da. But yeah, I think a lot of it is coming down to kind of, like, your own trust in everything, like, working in your favor. And I think currently I'm in a situation, you already know the lore, like, post-situationship, the last situationship, not even situationship, but the last time that I, like, really actually gave a fuck about somebody and was like, this person is, like, da, 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 whatever. Coming out on the other side is, like, I am simply, like, a vessel, and I am simply, all I can do is do my best and, like, get used to the dance of life and death, you know what I'm saying? Get used to, like, okay, sometimes it's this way and I think it's right, but then it's this way, and I just have to trust that, like, everything is working out for a specific reason, like, in my greater good type shit.
Yes.
And so that's currently where I'm at, and I will say on top of that too, it's, like, obviously rejection is still, like, really fucking hard, and, like, breakups and stuff are, like, really fucking hard, and, like, that as a sentiment is where I'm at, and that's where I, like, land, as you would say, like, land my plane eventually. But I also think it's, like, really important to, as Dom says, like, let that shit boil to the top and fall to the side. Like, if you're getting broken up with and that was the love of your life, bitch, be sick, like, be so sad, be so sick, like, none of that to, like, overshadow, like, oh no, you don't have to be sad because it's gonna be fine, like, we can get there eventually. But I'm also, like, when you're dealing with rejection and redirection, it's literally a practice moment. Like, to this day, if I think somebody's bad and I'm like, hey, what's up, and they're like, hey, get back, wench, I'm like, I'm fucking sick, like, and I'm grown now to the point where I'm like, I allow myself to, like, be sick and understand that like rejection fucking hurts me. But I think that now I'm kind of just like in a different space of like you were saying, like when I look at the past and I look at all the people and the things that I thought I really, really wanted, and then it didn't work out and it grew into this, I'm like, oh, no, we good.
Yeah,
we good.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because it wasn't just one DM. Like, it was multiple people who had messaged us, which is why I wrote it down in my notes app. And I'm like, sorry, I don't know.
No,
this train.
Yeah. Sorry, there's a plane, but I'm sure
I like this train. Okay, train. Anyways, so my friend Courtney texted me when I was like going through all of that, and I literally read that message to friends who go through breakups, and I read it to myself when I feel like I'm in doubt of like the choices I've made or like do we go back to the past? Like, anyways, all that to say, she sent me a message and she was just like, Dawn, like I'm so sorry for like what's happening. Like I genuinely know it's the worst, but like before I met Josh, I would have if you told me like this wasn't my person, I would have called you crazy. But she's like, I'm so thankful I'm not with any of the people I was with before I met Josh because he's like the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. And she was like, I just want you to know that like it's just like without a shadow of a doubt when you like meet your person. And I thought that message was so encouraging because it's like you can't know it's the right thing until the right thing happens for you. That's just the real tea. Because if you would have literally, it's so hard because I think people are always looking for like sage wisdom from like older people. And I remember when I was like young in my 20s, I'd be like, genuinely, it's like the same what people would say to you in high school. Like, what advice do you have for like high school or college students or whatever? And I'd be like, no, like I need the real advice. Like, I need the real tea. This is the real tea, mama. You can't like. It will fall into place. It just will. That's the real tea. There's no rhyme. There's no reason. There's no like finessing or finagling. Like it just falls into place. And the more we like pamper and mess with it, the longer sometimes it can take. Not always, but it can be the case. And I just think that like again, like Maya was saying, like you just gotta like feel all that shit. Like literally be mad, be upset, be confused. Like girl's so confusing, obviously. And then dust off your knees and be like, let's try again. Whenever that feels good. Because again, like there's no, it's not linear too. Like sometimes it's 3 steps back.
Not linear.
Yeah, literally like, 3 steps back, 4 steps forward, and you're like, okay, cool, like rock on, you know? So yeah, but just really like, if anything, more importantly, like alleviate that pressure of needing to know.
Yeah, heavy on that. And I think ultimately, I'm realizing in the last like, couple months that I guess I do believe in fate. I'm just like saying it a different way, but I think ultimately it's like whatever is going to happen, whatever's meant for you is just already like it's not gonna miss you. Like whatever's yours is already yours kind of thing. And I think a lot of the kind of where we get ourselves in a pickle, if you will, is where I get myself. Sorry, because obviously all this reaction, but I think for me, like in the past, I've always felt like just. Even though it's uncomfortable is good. Even though it can be really fucking uncomfortable sometimes to feel like so confused and so just like why is it happening and so like da-da-da-da. It's like at the end of the day, what it is already is, and it's kind of a matter of like, okay, how compassionate are we gonna be like to ourselves in those moments of like, are we going to fight and claw against bitch the final gavel? You know what I'm saying? Like, are we gonna literally like try to like take it back to court and appeal it? Like, what are we trying to do? And I think a lot of times like. Again, if you don't like feel this, I can't like prove it for you. I'm just like speaking from a place of like where I'm at and like where we're at kind of thing in life right now. But like, it really does give like. I've talked about the life and out of place so many times. Read that book. That's literally what like gone to my shit and like put it back together, and it just puts words to it so much better than I can. I think, and I'm parroting a lot of what it's saying, but I believe it. It's like at the end of the day, specifically when it comes to like breakups and things like that, job's a whole other thing. Same sentiment, whole other feeling about it though, because I'd be like, if that job don't want you, bitch, there's always work. Like that should be giving like, cut it, go, bitch. Work should never be the most important thing to us. They're just trying to make us think it should be. But when it comes to like relationships and things, I'm like. Everybody at the very, very end of the day, and you also let me speak. At the very, very end of the day is like simply a lesson. Like the most. Let me not say most. What you can expect from everyone is that they're going to teach you something and they're going to be in the string of your greater good. And I think when we relax into that of like, okay, instead of trying to predict the outcome and trying to be like, this is my forever person, this is like whatever, if we can just relax into like, what is this person teaching me? Like this person's in my life for a reason. If it stays forever, let me put that better. If it looks like what I want it to look like or not is a different story. You know what I mean? But like at the end of the day, they're gonna teach you something and they're gonna give you something, and that's always something that you can feel good about because it's gonna make you grow, it's gonna turn you into a better person, it's gonna whatever. So with that, I'm kind of just like out with the breakup. I'm like, I haven't had a breakup since literally 2019, and I genuinely crashed out so hard that my parents literally were worried if I was going to live or die kind of thing. But at the time I was literally 20, no emotional regulation skills yet, like literally very much was like locked in, ain't no switching up. Like if we switch up, y'all can deadass make me walk the plane because I guess life isn't worth living. And I'm just grown, you know what I'm saying? And like know how to regulate my emotions.
But that's the thing. Again, I was thinking about it. The other day I was randomly thinking about a really hard conversation I had to have with a friend and how big it felt at the time. But then when I had it, I was like, wait, tea.
Exactly.
And it's so funny because I was like, that's the only hard conversation I've had to have with this person, and like nothing's ever come up again.
Yeah,
so it's one of those things. And again, we could talk about this for so many more hours, but because it's tea and there's so many layers to it, it's very nuanced. But just in a general sense, just know we're rocking with y'all.
Yeah, and it's literally going to be so okay. It's actually not even funny. And yeah, I think it's one of those things, and I can just hear myself getting older. Like I can literally hear my frontal cortex developing. It's just kind of like it's one of those things where like I can't like prove it to you. You'll go live and you'll realize. And I will say like just to leave it on like an anecdote type shit. I'm like I think for me personally, in throwing yourself into a bunch of things and understanding that like everything's a lesson and it's gonna be fine and everything's like at the end of the day you're the constant kind of thing. Like you're gonna be good. It's at a point now to where I'm like heavy on feel the emotions so that you can touch the bottom and see it's not even tea and like float back up to the top type shit more. It's just like normalize crashing out. Yeah, exactly. I think like normalize crashing out in a crazy way because like a lot of the crashing out I would like to do would involve serious crime of vandalism. Sure. And so I'm not saying that, but you can plot it in your head. Like that's okay. Yeah. And just in any way, shape, or form. And I think like Maya. Before I met Maya, I was very the CEO of ruling with an iron fist. Like whatever dictator. Cut. Why?
Well, I was gonna say whatever dictator rules with an iron fist, like got me in.
Well,
and that's where I was like, the person who rules with an iron fist was me. Like I was Judge Mathis and Judy for our generation, and I just felt like I think like subconsciously very suppressing my emotions, like not knowing that I was suppressing my emotions so much, and replacing like anger with working it out on like I'm just like oh I'm good, because if I see them then I'm gonna fucking kill them, and I'd be like no guys I'm literally good. I'm just gonna put. The other day I was on Facebook Marketplace and I saw this company that I would have started had I not found Jesus Christ of Bethlehem. Bro, there's this company that was like, need to send shit to someone? Call it, like hit us up, we'll do it, just give us an address. And I was like, oh my god, they're geniuses. Like I'm just like, I've been thinking this. So anyways, I don't know, just like normalize crashing out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll say it anyways, because if you get it. We used to call it an atomic pussy.
An atomic pussy?
Yes, crazy. We were like, we're gonna go atomic pussy someone's house. And how it came about was we were TPing someone's house. So we were like gonna go TP. Like my mom, bless her fucking heart, would buy in bulk with her hard-earned cash dollars from the fucking man. She would buy bulk toilet paper, 3-ply for our sorry asses, okay? And we would take her hard-earned fucking nice ass toilet paper and throw it at the houses of degenerates. And anyways, we would took a huge pack of toilet paper, and then I was like, don't know what demon Beelzebub fucking came over me, and I was like, guys, it would be so funny if we like made a crazy concoction and threw it like in the toilet paper, or like we like put like pads. Like I saw this like senior prank where they put like pads over this girl's car,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, what if we like put these pads like wrap that in the pad and like tape it on their garage door? Okay, Satan, little fucking Satan.
To this. This is scary. I'm gonna put this back on. I think the grandma that gave me this was insulting me the whole time. But, you know, it's fine because these are lit. I can't stop saying lit. I can't stop saying lit. They are. Fuck. No. I need a full sheet of this. Full sheet, please. Thank you. I need like a background.